Decolonizing schools. Integrating Indigenous perspectives into curriculum is an important issue that has been gaining more attention in recent years. The decolonization of education is essential in order to create a more equitable and inclusive learning environment for Indigenous students and to ensure that all students receive a culturally relevant education. Decolonizing the curriculum is an effort to move away from a Eurocentric perspective and toward an Indigenous-centered view of the world. This shift in perspective allows for a more holistic understanding of Indigenous cultures, histories, and ways of knowing. As educators, we can help to decolonize the curriculum by including Indigenous perspectives in our curriculum, using Indigenous knowledge and resources, and acknowledging the land on which our schools are built. In order to integrate Indigenous perspectives into the curriculum, educators should begin by learning about the local Indigenous communities. This includes learning about the history, culture, and values of the local Indigenous peoples. Educators should also consider how to incorporate Indigenous values and perspectives into the classroom. This could include incorporating Indigenous literature, artwork, music, and cultural practices into the curriculum. In addition to integrating Indigenous perspectives into the curriculum, educators should also work to create an inclusive learning environment for Indigenous students. This involves understanding and respecting Indigenous students' perspectives and cultural values. It also involves providing students with the resources they need to be successful in school, including access to Indigenous mentors and role models, and culturally relevant resources and materials. Finally, educators should acknowledge and recognize the traditional Indigenous territories in which our schools are located. This can be done by recognizing the traditional territories in which our schools are located, and by working with local Indigenous communities to ensure that the school's curriculum reflects the diverse Indigenous cultures and perspectives of the area. By decolonizing the curriculum and creating an inclusive learning environment for Indigenous students, we can ensure that all students receive an equitable and culturally relevant education that embraces and celebrates Indigenous perspectives. This is an essential step in creating a more equitable and just education system.